Hey, okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Now, right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cleveland Browns. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. Well, obviously, that is declined. The result is a safety.
And what a momentum play that is, right? You never want to see a safety wiped out. You get the points, and you're going to get the ball back.
180! Right there, 56. Watch the run.
A toss play to Chubb. Oh, good move. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Malcolm Smith in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And this is caught. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. 72 yards on the punt return as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're a backup to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Garrett Selleck, the tight end, was the target, and that'll bring up second down.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Garoppolo now. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I follow it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Garoppolo looks to throw, and the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Deep ball for Goodwin. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, 84 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper,
yes,
right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. CD, we got a little time here before Cleveland takes their next snap on offense. Quite a ride, really, for the Browns in 2019. Freddie Kitchens really hardly knew you. Gone after one season. Remember, people had elevated the Browns, not just playoff contenders, really, but Super Bowl contenders in the preseason. But that 6-10 finish brought them back to earth in a big way.
Well, let's go back to the preseason, and we did talk about those high expectations. I think that you and I both pumped the brakes on the Super Bowl talk. I thought playoff talk was legitimate. And when you look at this roster, whoever ends up taking over as the head coach of the Browns, they should be very happy with the talent that they have and a chance to chase a division title in the AFC North. So we'll see if this team matures, learns from this past season where expectations were too high and they didn't come close to meeting them. But I think it's a roster well worth noting that they can make some noise if they come together and play at their best.
This is the tight end, Njoku. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Throwing, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 63 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left, and no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. San Francisco coming back out here on offense. CD is a team that is in the midst of their first playoff appearance since 2013. Biggest jump of any squad, because just 4 wins last year, 13 this year, and that win in Seattle, Week 17, so huge. A tackle by Dre Greenlaw and Jacob Hollister on the half-yard line to preserve the victory. You think about the magnitude of that play. What a difference it would be between 3 road games if they would have been the number 5 seed versus 2 potential home games as the number 1 seed.
If they find a way to win the Super Bowl, that tackle will be remembered. It's already there with Dan Bunz's hit in the Super Bowl against Pete Johnson, the Cincinnati Bengals.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Mayfield to throw it. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield on play action. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Well, CD, with the end of the season comes the announcement of the All-Pro team, and everybody was like, wait a second, Christian McCaffrey's listed twice. Is that a mistake? No, he got it both at running back and flex. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, because I think a lot of people thought that if you have a running back and a flex position, that maybe Christian McCaffrey would go into the flex because he catches the ball so well. And you would go ahead and elevate the big guy out of Tennessee, Derrick Henry, to the All-Pro running back. Henry ends up being a second-team guy, but McCaffrey deserves being first-team running back as well as first-team flex. He had a tremendous, spectacular year.
And as you might imagine, Baltimore leads the way, 5 players named to the All-Pro selection. Of course, leading the way for them, the quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yes, and rightly so, and I fully expect him to be named the MVP when we get to NFL honors right before the Super Bowl. He's going.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. 1:52 to play until halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Well, with that incompletion, Charles, let's talk about the coaching carousel. Some new guys in new places. Ron Rivera to Washington. We got Mike McCarthy in Dallas. Matt ruled up from the college ranks to Carolina. And for the Giants, Joe Judge. Any surprises in your mind?
Well, I think you start with Joe Judge going to the Giants, coming from New England, where he was the special teams coach for most of his career. And this season added.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here comes the 49ers punter now. We now proceed to the start of the second half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half two after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes confidence in the offense. And now you have the defensive guys looking over and saying, what is going on here? And instead of playing for the team, they're playing angry and mad at their teammates.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 25 yards that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory? Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting at 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Well, struggles continue. Open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Mayfield off the play fake. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this 2nd half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the 1st half trying to slow them down, but now they have...
And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags, and I believe this is going to be a 1st down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position.
Now Mayfield lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 17-yard line. From the red zone now, Mayfield. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. From 17 yards out. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. The Niners on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Wait a second. They declined the penalty?
I'm as puzzled as you are, partner. I don't understand how any time you lose possession of the ball, yet you turn down a penalty that would give you possession back. Let's make this simple. Anyone who plays the game, take the football. Always take the football.
On 1st down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 28 yards. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo leads from McKinnon on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A throw over the middle, taken in. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And they'll try to save the timeouts to use on defense if need be as he runs up and spikes it. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. It's T.J. Carey who picked it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. And I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves,
and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And it's 3rd and short. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now Callaway on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got playing to catch.
Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. So